HSN, and I'm Suzanne Runyon. All right, we got one more thing before Miss Carrie is here with Lancome. But before we do that, let's talk about this. Well, honey, it is cold outside, and it's cold everywhere, and it's bitterly cold. We have today, after selling out, we had original model that came on the air from Honeywell. It sold out, and it had a lot less features, but very, very popular unit. We have a brand new unit from Honeywell, and we're talking about the most feature-rich heating system that we've offered from Honeywell, and it's an infrared system, which is a really big deal. What we're doing today is you have it at an HSN price, but we've added 5 flex pays for today only, and that's important. Use any major credit card if you want to use that flex option, which spreads out your payments over 5 months. You got to do it today because it's not going to be available either when these sell out or the day ends. All right, we're shipping it to you for free as well. So you're like, wait a minute, why that and what's the big deal on infrared heat? Well, here is Bill Dugan to explain all of that. Hello, welcome back.
Glad to be here. And the thing is, infrared heating, it is that latest and even beautiful, comfortable heating. We've all been there with the space heaters where it's that really directional heat. You have to be right in front of it, you have to be right on top of it, and then it's uncomfortable. Infrared heating is like the heating from the sun, that infrared technology. Have you ever been out on a crisp day? It might be in the 50s and it's kind of cold, but when that sun hits you, you feel that warmth. That's what you get from infrared heating, but it's also energy efficient. You notice Honeywell has placed this on casters. It's going to stay cool to the touch, even though we're getting out the amazing heat from those 6 quartz elements. And I got to emphasize the 6 because other heaters out there, they have 4 quartz elements. So I have actually a temperature gauge right here. I'm going to put this in front of Suzanne's because we're going to actually see what the temperature is going to go up to. So right now, it says it's about 75 degrees. We're going to see how this slowly is going to matriculate up. But one thing you want to realize is when you look at the controls on this unit, they're not in the front. You don't have to get on your hands and knees to look at them. They're actually located nice and evenly on the top. The other great part about it is you're getting a remote control. So say you're still in bed or on the couch, you can control the heat. What's one of the extra features right here is this energy usage. It will tell you your energy use. This is Energy Star certified, so you're not have to really run up that energy bill. So now I'm actually running at 1,000 watts. Or better yet, you see how it's programmable? You know what temperature you like. I personally know I like to go to bed when it's 72 degrees in the house or in my room. And the best part about it is when it's 72 degrees in the bedroom, I don't have to be running that whole central heating system at 72 degrees in the entire house. That's where we get money back because there's no reason to be heating downstairs at the same temperature I want in my cozy little bedroom or vice versa during the day. And this is that whole room heating system because we've talked about space heaters before. They might do an 8x8 size room. This is that whole room size. And I want to take our little heating gun. It's a huge room, which is great because we want to have that great even heat. And you're going to notice I'm going to go right on the inside of our heating element right here. Look at the temperature we're getting on the inside there. Can you see our gun? It's 400, 300, 500 degrees at times, but guess what? It's still cool to the touch. That's important because one of the things that we all want in an energy heater, we want great energy efficiency, but we also want it to be cool and safe because what the kids are going to be by it or we're going to be walking by it. And also, if it ever knocked over, guess what? It turns itself off automatically. You hear that click? It turned itself off. Has a great carrying handle right here in the back so you can easily move it from room to room. Your remote control sits right inside there as well. You also notice this grate, and I just want to point this out. It actually has an air purifier system right here. So this grate will actually collect all those large particles before taking all that cold air into your unit and then giving you that warm, even heat of air. I think we have an animation to show you exactly how that works, but better yet, I'm going to show you what it looks like in real life. We've actually deconstructed this for you, and you can see how you have this fan right here. This fan is very important because in order to heat that whole room, you have to take in that cold air, and then it gets trapped in this chamber. This is alloy, this is stainless steel. These are the 6 quartz heating elements. Can you see them right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, not 4. It's going to give us 20,000 hours of even heat. So the cold air is brought inside, trapped in this chamber, really heats it up to a nice, beautiful, even heat, and then it's projected out into that room. It is efficient. It has all the bells and whistles that we like. I remember my sister, she was looking for a space heater. I was like, we got some. Honeywell's got a lot of them. It's like, well, I really want that digital thermostat. So when I put my kids down in the room, I know it's 68 degrees, not some arbitrary dial or number. Right. And that's what you get with this.
You don't have to guesstimate.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be comfortable. No, you actually can get it accurately. Mm-hmm. Now, infrared's a really big deal. And I want to stop and kind of emphasize that for just a second. Because it is unlike those space heaters. You know, space heaters, you're like, oh, great. My feet are are warm. In fact, they're too hot, and the rest of my body's freezing. When you go to infrared, that's literally heating up everything in the room. And explain how that works, because people, it's a different concept.
It's definitely a different concept, but a lot more of the space heaters out there, our room heaters, are going that way because it is more energy efficient. It is that even heat. And you'll notice you have that great white classic design that's cool to the touch on the outside. But what it does, it takes in that cold air and it pulls it through into that chamber, that alloy and stainless steel chamber where those 6 quartz heating elements are. It's not drying out the air, which is important too, especially in the winter season, because we don't want that dry heat coming in as we're sleeping or as we're just trying to relax. It actually just heats that air, and it heats the objects in the room. It doesn't just heat what's right in front of it, it heats the person, it heats the furniture, so it's comfortable. And like right now, Suzanne and I, we're both fighting a little bit of a cold. And the thing is, we might want to be a little warmer, but other people in the house might be perfectly fine. That's why this whole room heating system is perfect, because Suzanne and I can heat that whole room. And you see how that chamber gets really nice and warm and toasty? It's not drying out the air, but then it's pushing forward that nice, even, comfortable heat. And that's the heat that I know. I like 68 degrees. I like 72 degrees. I like 85 degrees if I want to. And the energy efficiency comes back because I'm not heating that entire house. Do you know there's actually a statistic out there? Your furnace might be in the basement or in the attic. You turn on that furnace, and by the time that energy and heat gets to your room where you have it, you're losing 60% of that heat, so it has to run that much faster. Not when you're just taking care of that room that you're being controlled, that you want to control the heat on. And you notice right here, I can control the heat from the comfort of my bed or the couch. The controls are right all up here on the top. Why is that great? Because I don't have to ever bend over and see what it's like. I can actually just look down at my feet. Okay, it's 75 degrees. Perfect. I can run out. The dog's going to be comfortable at a certain temperature. It's not going to freeze his little paws off, and I can come back. Another great thing is you'll notice right here, there's a timer setting. Now, our other unit didn't have the timer, so you can set it for 2, 6 hours, maybe 8 hours because you want to fall asleep.
To turn off?
It'll stay on for 8 hours.
Okay, and then it turns
itself
off automatically?
Exactly.
Does it turn itself on automatically?
You can set it that way as well if you want it to turn on.
See, I think that's huge, because a lot of times you say, well, I like it to be cooler when I'm sleeping, but you know, you don't want to get out from under the covers on a freezing cold morning and be freezing. It's kind of nice to set it, and then it comes on, so in the morning, you walk out and go, oh, my bedroom's perfect, but it hasn't been cranking heat out all night long. There's a lot of winter left. We are just barely scratching it, and isn't it wild? We keep hearing these articles and these news stories about the next wave, and like, it's like, are you kidding me? And I mean, it really is a mess across the country. It's cold, it's miserable. We have a lot more winter to come, and what an awesome unit to have. Maybe you've got that back room that's never quite warm enough. This is perfect for that. Maybe you have a great room. Now you have to remember, this is for a large area. This is not a small little teeny, you know, kids room size. This can heat up a beautiful area. You might have a small apartment. You never know. This could be all you need, and wouldn't that be remarkable?
Well, that's just it, because then you're not running that whole system. You're just running this in that room that you need it. Remember, it's on the casters. You can easily move it from room to room, take it with you. It doesn't weigh a lot as well. And what's always tucked away, oh, you know, to turn itself off because of that safety feature. Safety is what really matters. Right here, you always have that remote control tucked in. It always has a place. That pre-filter system right here. And then you'll notice on that inside, it's all cool to the touch, but I'm still getting 76 degrees put out from the front. Actually, I'll bring up our heat gun again because I want you to just see the tremendous heat that you're getting from the inside of the unit. So I'm putting my laser inside. What's that reading at? 360 degrees. I mean, we can really crank it up if we'd like, but it's cool to the touch. You have very programmable thermostat on here. You can either just run it at 1,000 watts or 1,500 watts, but then you also have that programmable thermostat, which is just very nice. But what really sets the bar is the quartz heating elements that are inside. And you can see what this looks like. This is just a nice, even heat. You see how you're not just getting 4 quartz heating tubes, you're getting 6. And my mother, she has rental properties, and she has an old drafty house out in California. She went with this infrared because she realized it was more efficient, and she realized it put out enough heat to heat the entire room. Because over this holiday season, we had our space heaters out, and guess what? We all wanted to have that seat right next to the space heater because that was the optimum seat. When you have a unit like this, it does heat that whole room, and that fan on the other side, which is just as important, really allows you to suck in that colder air and put that warmer air forward. But what's also phenomenal, remember that energy usage. So you see on a daily basis your energy usage. So I'm going to actually pull this down, and you're going to notice once it's 72 degrees in the house right now, and I've programmed it for 72 degrees. Now I've dropped down not just to low, but just to fan mode. And then it's going to actually, if I want to drop it down more, it'll eventually just get to room temp. And guess what? The unit's not constantly running. I'm not constantly draining more energy because it's a smarter way of heating your space. Because you're heating that room you're using, but you're not heating the entire house. Then you're heating it with quartz heating elements, which is, I guess, a nice warmer, not dry heat that's on you that really warms you to the bone, which is, again, a nice, comfortable heat.
Well, and again, you've been out all day long and you're slushing through the mess, and you've been out scraping the snow and the ice off the car. All you do is come home and you want to be warm and really warm. So when you get this, that's the kind of feeling you're going to get, and it happens quickly. It's not like you sit in the house for 2 hours and then finally you go, oh, now I'm warm. You'll find that that infrared heat really gets out into the room and it heats up the whole room. It's not just doing a little section near your feet or the one person sitting right in front of it's warm. It literally, because of that great technology, is heating every element in your room. So you don't have those cold spots in one corner and a hot spot in the other corner. The whole room is a really one of those deep heats. It's like when you go and you get a spa massage and they put on those cloths on you that are heated and you get that